Hey guys, it's Cam from Craft and Tailored, and in this episode of What Is On My Wrist, we are talking about a Benrus Type-2 Class B military issue dive watch. And so this you could classify as a Milsub technically. It's not a Rolex Milsub, but this is a bona fide military issued dive watch that was purpose built under contract for the United States Navy as well as the US Army. And there's a couple of interesting characteristics that I can talk about which differentiates the two, but let's dive into the Benrus Type-2. One thing that's really interesting about military issue dive watches is that normally what you'll see is fixed spring bars, which the Benrus Type-2 has. So if we pull out our NATO strap here, you'll see that the spring bar is actually fixed in the case. It's actually welded or manufactured in the case. On Rolex Milsubs or Omega Mil Masters, as we'll call them, but the Omega Seamaster 300s that were issued to the British Royal Navy, their spring bars were welded into the case typically at factory. This watch was actually produced with the spring bars from factory in the case. So really, really interesting. And the reason why this watch has fixed spring bars is because these watches were ultimately issued and leveraged as tools, not just a watch. They did a lot more than just tell time, or that's what their intended purpose was. It was to, time, explosions, time decompression, time all kinds of interesting things. And in many cases, mission success depended on time. And so if we had a removable spring bar or something that was a point of failure, it was something that was a military requirement to have rectified by having a fixed spring bar. So really, really cool. This watch comes with factory fixed spring bars. What's interesting is a lot of these watches, when they were demilitarized or if they were ever in the hands of, let's say, a private party, a non-collector, you can actually find these watches that have been modified where the spring bars have been cut and then ultimately drilled out so that somebody could put a bracelet or a strap on it. So the fact that these are intact and not demilitarized is really, really special and cool. The case is known as a monoclock case, not a monoblock case. And the difference is that a monoclock case is that basically the case acts as a holder for the dial, the movement, and everything else. What's interesting is the design of this case and the design of the watch is so that the movement and everything is actually removed through the dial side or the top of the watch. There isn't a case back, essentially. So you can't open this watch by undoing the case back. The only way to essentially service the watch is to remove the bezel, remove the crystal, remove the hands, pull the crown out, and then ultimately lift the movement and the dial out through the top side of the case, which makes this a very, very interesting design. The other thing that's very interesting is the case is asymmetrical. So you'll notice that in, for example, like a Rolex Submariner, this actually has a built-in set of crown guards. So if you look, there's not like a bolt-on set of crown guards. The crown guards or the crown protection device is actually part of the case, which makes it a very interesting design overall. What's interesting about the military specification is the military requirement required this hours bezel, or what we could call a GMT bezel. So essentially you could set a secondary time zone in this, which is kind of interesting. One other interesting thing is that the dial is obviously highly visible. The hands are filled with tritium, and very similar to almost like the early Blancpain or the Tourniquet Revel issued type of watches, very similar in terms of their legibility and type of design. The other thing that I think is very interesting and very cool about this watch is it's actually a parkerized or bead blasted finish. So the finish of this watch is anti-reflective. It has a bead blasted from factory finish that kind of keeps the watch more, less reflective, if you will. Obviously, one of the cool things, and we'll get a close-up of this, is that the watch does bear the serial number, the date of issuance, and the military specification on the back, which is really rad. The pricing on these has really jumped up, I would say, in the past 3 to 5 years. You used to be able to find these watches for almost like nothing. You could find them for like 500 to 800 bucks, but you'd be hard pressed to find a watch in this condition under 38 to 4,500. That's kind of where the Type 2s are sitting. the Type 2 Class B, which is the second dial variant. The Type 2 Class A dial variants are typically a little bit more expensive just because they are less production. Not very many of them ever come up on market, so there's just far less of them rather that have out there. Maybe there was a bunch that were demilitarized, or maybe they just didn't make a lot of these. I'll provide a link in the description below. We actually did an article on the Benrus Type 2 series watches, which I think are really cool. And this one is actually currently available for sale. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Be sure to like, comment, and of course hit the subscribe button for us so that we can keep you in the loop with latest and greatest things from Craft and Tailored. And be sure to also check us out on Instagram at Craft and Tailored. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you guys in the next What Is on My Wrist.